Right now you're getting so many signals from the animal world or from spirit, or you're getting so many like recurring things, maybe they're irritating, but it's getting you to open your eyes to all of you. Maybe you have a chronic illness flare up, maybe you're having emotions, maybe you're having a meltdown, and you don't have to get rid of those things in order to be worthy of love. That's what you're getting. In order for you to have love and acceptance, it means opening your eyes, seeing all of these, maybe parts of yourself that you don't want to have, ADHD, autism, endometriosis, being loud, blurting things out, like all the parts of yourself that you are hiding, that you're shameful of, that you're embarrassed of, that is stopping you from being able to move forward because you're not actually making things accessible to you. So for example, if you're setting a goal and you're not acknowledging that you do have ADHD, that you do have chronic flare-ups, then it makes it really hard to actually complete it because you have to wait until you're able to do it, which might never come. And so this message is really coming to you to say this inner compass that you think has to point a certain way in order for you to like live and express. This is kind of like your, I guess, soul purpose, sharing your soul. You can have an idea of what it means to share your soul, but that changes and it's okay. Like being yourself changes. And so if you're stuck right now and you feel like you're self-sabotaging, have a look at the ways that you're like diminishing parts of yourself where you're saying, oh my God, why are you spending so much time doing this? And you're like, poor like autistic neurodivergent self, just like, well, I just needed that time. Like that's how we then get stuck, because that is who we are. We have these parts of ourselves that we can love, that we can manage, that we can kind of help and support, but they're parts of us. So if we're trying to shame them and get rid of them and criticize them, it means that we're not able to actually move. So that's when we get a lot of paralysis, is because we're not allowing ourselves to move in the way that we're actually meant to move. And so I've been trying to put this into so many words because I have so many thoughts about it. So I've done like a long form, which I'm going to post on either my YouTube or my Instagram, which you can look at for a more in-depth reading. But for now, I just actually want to do a short and sweet of when it comes to self-love. It's not about shaming and hiding parts of yourself to become who you think deserves love, but actually to heal that voice inside of you that says, I'm only lovable if I'm performing. I'm only lovable if I'm working. I'm only lovable if I'm like bending over backwards for people. And this energy here is saying like, you're lovable right now. Like, so what I'm trying to say for myself when I'm giving self-love is saying, I love you, even though you spent 5 hours trying to process your thoughts. I love you. That is okay. It's okay that you had to do that. You didn't waste your time. There's no time. Time is just an illusion. You're on your inner compass, and that is divine timing. So when I talk to those parts, and my endometriosis, I'm having a flare up, I'm saying, I know, I feel like I'm blaming you because I'm not able to do anything. But how can I actually change things to make it better for you? I love you even though you're in pain. Like, it's just like talking to myself like I'm another person. Like if someone else had endometriosis pain, I wouldn't be like, you're such a failure. Like, you have to rest. What the hell? What am I going to do? It's like, okay, that's not very supportive. So I feel like this energy is really coming to you that you might have flare-ups. You might have big emotional outbursts. You might have a lot of your undesirable traits come to the surface for you to actually accept. And that's not going to be a one-off thing. Like, you're going to be doing this. Like, that's what it has to be in a relationship with yourself, is you are going to get annoyed with yourself again, because that voice is going to come up to say, okay, if in order for me to be successful, I need to be doing this in this way. When it's saying, okay, but you can't do that anyway, because that's not who you are. So you can be successful if you gear things for yourself, but you're avoiding a whole part of yourself that's like, whether you want to or not, you're going to maybe have ADHD burnout. You're going to have a hyperfixation. You're going to get a distraction. So if it's a part of you anyway, no amount of it pretending it is there is going to help. So you reach blockages. So the way to get through a blockage is to say, okay, there's a part of me that knows how to do this. And instead of being like, oh no, not you, being like, okay, you come out to the surface, and it's going to be really uncomfortable because you're also dealing with a lot of inner, like, it's painful because you're dealing with other people's voices. So yeah, I did say I was going to try and make this short, but yeah, I just want to say that the idea of unconditional love and what you're getting the reminder of right now is that there's no more work for you to do right now. There's no more changing of yourself to do right now. The only thing to do is try and take this hand off to say, I never had to change all that in the first place. I just needed to accept it and then make my life kind of move around it. Make it an accessible thing. So if I'm trying to, let's say the goal is to do content. If I'm saying, well, I have to do content in this really impressive way and it has to be like this, then I notice when I have an endometriosis flare up, then I can't do anything. Instead, right now I have it. and it's just been kind of easing in and out. If it comes really badly again, I could just pause it and find another way to do it. So when you allow these parts to be, they actually become a lot less quiet, or like a lot quieter, and you're actually able to do something about it. So that goal that you have, and a true goal at that, it can actually be changed to make space. So maybe the goal is to say, you know, actually, I'm working on this until I get like debilitating pain, and then I'm going back to bed. So it's just something here I think about acceptance. It's not, it doesn't have to be perfect for you to show it. Like it doesn't, it's like show it, this is always showing. So imagine you actually loved what it showed and didn't say, oh my God, I can't believe it's making me do this. Like, well, that's who you are. And it's also a beautiful part of yourself. And so, yeah, that's what's going on. We've got hope. Your loved ones in the spirit world know when to reach out if they see you're at a low point. Whether you're caught up in a difficult situation or struggling with someone specific in your life, there is always hope. Intuitive nudges. Intuition is the language of the soul. We are all born aware with a profound sense of inner knowing. Intuition is one of the greatest gifts we possess, which keeps us connected to our higher selves, the universe, and to our divine spirit, and then, animal kingdom. So I've been seeing a lot of animals, and I've been irritated by them, but actually I'm like, oh, you're here to just say, good job. Look at you being yourself. Look at you sharing a vulnerable moment. Keep going. Keep going. There's no time limit. There's no restraints. There's no this. Time is of the essence, just to allow these parts to do what they're going to do. And what I lastly wanted to say is, while your logical mind is dictating a supposedly clear direction, your soul's inner guidance is urging you to follow an alternative path. And I talked about that yesterday, about the path. And so this says you could be missing out on boundless opportunities and so much more. So when it has, here's like a clear direction, I feel like if you don't have a clear direction, you don't know where to go. So then you don't do anything. Whereas it's okay to feel this is confusing. Like, to trust the direction is to know that you don't always mentally know, but if you trust the parts of you that want to come out, they will take you somewhere. And that's why it's scary, because maybe there is like a really ADHD part that takes like 10 hours to do something where it could have taken you one, but what you did in that time is like, again, you have to trust those other parts to guide you, even when you've kind of told yourself that they're irresponsible, when actually they're taking you to new opportunities. So allowing yourself to express, to move, to be when it's not in the spaces that you think it should be, and allowing yourself to just be and express whatever that means today, even if it's different, even if it feels weird, even if it feels like really scary. I feel like you are getting a really big nudge that you will be meeting something at this path. Maybe you're going to meet somebody, or you're going to get like something's going to happen where you're like, oh, that wasn't actually that bad. And it's great. So yeah, that's like, there is this love, there's this nudges, that is your intuition speaking, and you're just seeing it as almost like a problematic part when it's part of your intuition. So that's, yeah, all I wanted to say. So thank you. I feel like I did gaslight you in here by saying I have a quick message. 8 minutes is quick to some people, actually. Thank you.